guys, welcome back to rhrjen. I'm just so glad you're here. We have so much to talk about. You guys, over the weekend came out another scathing article, and I'm here for it. And it's calling out the grifters, as I have been for years now. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm Jen. Honk honk, everyone. If you're new here, I'm honking because, well, one of Meghan's followers told me I sound like a drunk goose. I've been honking ever since. But yeah, speaking of these two, they're getting called out left, right, and center, and I'm here for it. I'm here to talk about it. I'm excited. I love that Hollywood Reporter article, and now I'm loving this as well. This is coming out of Daily Mail. There's now genuine dislike toward Harry and Meghan. I'm sorry, now? Just now? Genuine dislike? No. We've disliked them for a very long time. Why don't you play catch up with us? Toward Harry and Meghan, it's schadenfreude with extra venom. Has Hollywood turned on the Sussexes? My question is, was Hollywood ever pro-Sussex? I don't think so. Industry bigwigs reveal the inside story to Alison Bischoff. No, Boshoff. I thought it was Bischoff. Boshoff. Guys, I'm such a happy goose today. I hope you can hear it in my voice. We got a Catherine sighting yesterday. That's right. I'm going to get into the nonsense. But we got to see our beautiful Catherine, and it makes my heart so happy. Look at our beautiful Catherine near Balmoral on Sunday. I love her. Okay, now let's get into continuing to call out the grifters. Guys, this continues with the beautiful and powerful of Hollywood. I'm just not into that whole kissing your own ass of Hollywood. No, thank you. But anyway, those people circulated over that's a dig at Harry, right? No, ginger margaritas and spicy tuna bites on the rooftop of the Waldorf Astoria after the Emmy Awards on Sunday night. Guests include A-listers such as Kevin Costner, Brie Larson, Javier Bardem, influential boss. Are we really name dropping all these people? Okay, a lot of famous people. Yeah. The party was thrown by WME. Dun, dun, dun. That's right. Ha, ha, ha. The Hollywood talent agency, whose biggest boss, Ari Emanuel, is the patron of all who gathered there. He outclouded everyone present, and considering that last year was paid $65 million, does it make anybody else sick when you hear these numbers? Because it makes me sick. He out-earns most of them, too. Missing, though, I think he means NFI. Do you know what that means? Not blinking invited. Was one of Emmanuel's... No, I'm not reading that. They're trying to call her a famous client. No. Infamous, I think is the word you're searching for. Meghan, that one. She signed with him in April 2023. We've heard every week since then that he's parted ways with her. I wonder what's going on with that. And what seemed to be a certain harbinger of some big ticket commercial tie-ups and maybe more deals in the entertainment to go alongside her existing Netflix gig. But just 3 days after a brutal takedown here for that in the usually placid industry Bible, the Hollywood Reporter, well-deserved. So glad people are speaking out. This is great. Which labeled her as, quote, Duchess difficult. Oh, no, that's too kind. It was more than that. They didn't just call her that. They called her a dictator in heels. I'm here for that. I did a whole video on that. Go check it out. We're not going to downplay how great that article was because it was a masterpiece. The masterpiece, neither that one nor that one's wife were showing their faces. Yeah, I think that's hilarious. We did see the husband at a Kevin Costner event, and guys, she's sick. Was she sick or was she banned from coming? I'm just asking the questions here. All right, they weren't nominated for... I love the shade in this article. They weren't nominated for any Emmys either. Obviously, I didn't even have to add the snark this time. It was pre-done for me. Thank you, Daily Mail. Meghan has not made a TV show since Netflix incendiary Harry and Meghan documentary in 2022. Yeah, what happened to that Meet Me at the Lake? I did a video about that too. Remember that was the whole thing? They bought the rights supposedly, or no, they didn't. I don't know. I don't care. They got a hold of the rights and they were going to produce it or something, and then nothing's happened with it. I know that same author was just greenlit on another project, and I believe they already have that one as in progress. But this, Meet Me at the Lake, nothing. Like everything else Harry and Meghan do, nothing happening. And Harry was featured in as a talking head in a documentary about Invictus games. You guys, I watched that too. I recapped that as well. It was rough. I don't recommend that. I mean, go watch my video, but Invictus. If you want to know anything about the servicemen and women, don't worry. They won't tell you anything. They make it all about Harry and Meghan. I mean, it's awful. Let's see, which went out in 2023 to some of the lowest ratings of the year on Netflix. Dun dun dun. And let me say again, I'm not gloating as far as the servicemen and women. That's awful. They should get all the the accolades. But no, Harry and Meghan make that about themselves every time. And then I see the nerve of Invictus looking for I think it was like they were looking for donations from people to help fund it. And again, all for some charity, all for supporting servicemen and women, anything like that, great. But if you're going to fly those two around and you're going to provide that one's wife with hair and makeup and ridiculous outfits, and then you're going to ask for money? No, I don't think so. It continues on whether they didn't get an invite, definitely that one, or declined to go. When have they declined to go to anything? It strikes me so funny still. Remember they went to that, I don't even care what it was some sort of like gym opening, except for they weren't even asked to cut the ribbon. They just had to stand there and, Harry was looking pissed. I know that means something different in the UK, but you can take it for either way. All right, let's see here. Let's see. So their attendance at the event would have made the couple that could be questionable as well, appear at least sanguine in the wake of the article, which talked about her working practices, saying she was, quote, just terrible, a dictator in high heels, and she'd made grown men cry. Yeah, just ask Harry. However, for whatever reason, the pair stayed at home. Remember, guys, she's sick. That's me pretending to be sick. It matters if you work in TV and don't go to the Emmys. People notice and judge which rung of the ladder you're on accordingly. One senior figure who has watched Harry and Meghan's progress or downfall in Hollywood with interest said this week that they seem to be reaping the kind of schadenfreude with extra venom at which entertainment business excels. Hey, here's an idea. Don't be a-holes to both of your families. Don't treat everyone around you like dirt. Don't call, the general public the ist words. And don't be horrible to your grandmother. Just to name a few things. Oh, and don't stalk your sister-in-law, too. Maybe don't do those things, and then, people won't think you're just terrible. So the source adds, it was only a matter of time before the industry press started taking shots. It's hard to find anyone with a good word to say for their film and television credibility. I could expand upon that and say it's hard to find anyone with a good word to say about them. Again, very much earned and well-deserved. So the article, my favorite one ever in the Hollywood Reporter, was published on September 12th. Who could forget? Headed, Why Hollywood Keeps Quitting on Harry and Meghan. Oh, such a wonderful read. Again, I made a video on it. Go check it out. It was ostensibly about their chief of staff. Can you imagine the pretension of naming somebody your chief of staff? Josh Kettler leaving after only 3 months, as first revealed on the newspaper by Richard Eden in his diary pages. I'm mad at Richard Eden right now, so I will not be plugging him. So that's what I have to say to you, Richard Eden. If you don't know why I'm mad at him, well, he said some crap about our Catherine. I'm not into it, so fuck off, Richard Eden. It mentioned I'm very feisty today, feisty and caffeinated. It mentioned their woeful record in hanging on to staff. Oh, by the way, I think it's so funny that what's his name? Kettler guy left right before that disaster Columbia trip. He was so smart to do that. All right. It mentioned their woeful record in hanging on to staff whose leaving included, I've been through this over and over, all the names and all the people that left. Yeah. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Rumors of they're both being terrible, the staff. Since they were still with the royal family have continued to haunt them. These are not things we hear about. Pick somebody. Princess Anne. Do you hear her being a tyrant? Do you hear people, talking smack about her and the awful working conditions she puts them through? No, you hear she's a delight. I think things like that follow people. Of course, you can always say there's going to be a disgruntled person here or there. When you go through enough people, that's not what this is. I already forgot the number. What was it? 18 plus people? Something like that. Something crazy like that. And then they try to spin it because they're always victims. And they're like, they put out something that was like, oh, yeah, that was just temporary. Okay, you called the position chief of staff and that's temporary? No, you're full of shit. I've already covered that article. Normally, I wouldn't reread this part, but it's so delicious. Shall we? All right, get your cup of tea. Here we go. A source claimed to The Hollywood Reporter, everyone's terrified of Meghan. She belittles people. She doesn't take advice. Ding, ding, ding. They're both poor decision makers. They change their minds frequently. God, it sounds like such a nightmare to work there. Plus, they're freaking know-it-alls. So can you imagine if you actually had a good idea to, I don't know, try to help them? Not that there is any helping them, but you get the idea. You come up with an idea. Can you imagine? She'll treat you like crap and make you feel awful about it. And he'll, I don't know, stare at you confused because he can't use multi-syllabic words. Like it just wouldn't work. It would be a terrible working condition. No, thank you to that. But this is so much fun. So let's keep going. They're both poor decision makers. Yeah, you think? What gave that away? Every terrible decision they've made. They change their minds frequently. Harry is a very, very charming person. Is he, though? Again, I'd like to remind you all that he punched a photographer with no explanation and for no reason. The guy was just trying to take pictures of him walking into a courthouse. Harry chose not to take the back entrance, wanted to go out front to have his picture made, and then punch the photographer. They go on to call him an enabler, and she's just terrible. Another source says she's absolutely relentless. She marches around like a dictator in high heels, fuming and barking orders. I've watched her reduce grown men to tears. The startling allegations described by a source close to the couple as inaccurate and one-sided, I'm sure. Recall the kerfuffle in 2018 over whether Meghan had bullied staff at Buckingham Palace. Okay. I have been on record a million times about this. You all know my thoughts. I wish we could make those public. I always get pushback saying, no, Jen, don't do it. I would never, ever want anything ill to come toward the victims. I totally get that. Let's redact their names. Let's change some identifying features. Let's take them out of this. Just give me bullet points of exactly what I'm going to say Harry and Meghan did to the staff, or what Meghan did and Harry turned a blind eye to, because that would make him complicit. I want to know. I can't help it. That inquiring minds want to know. That's the only way that I think they'll ever be brought down is specifics. I want to know. And I want the whole general public to know. I think we have a right to that. And by we, I mean, British taxpayers. But still, me too. I want to know. I do. I just think it's so wrong that that's not out. And again, I totally get it. People always hit me in the comments with, it's the law. You have to protect the victims. Oh, believe me, I totally love you all. I'm honking right there with you, and I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying out loud, I need to see it. I need to know. Of course, Meghan denies it. Shocker. And denounced them as part of a, quote, calculated smear campaign. And I ask you this. What calculated smear campaign? Because the only one that I can see is the one that you and your dumb husband are doing against the royal family. No. Let me rephrase that. The only one I can see is the one that you and your dumb husband are specifically going out and trying to take down Catherine, Princess of Wales. That's right. That's your target. We see it. We all see it over and over and over. And you can deny it, and you can bat your eyelashes or cry or call people the S words or whatever you want to do, but we can see through it over and over and over again. It just keeps on. Even, God, I don't want to rehash it, but even through everything Catherine has gone through this year, we see it. And it has continued, and it's disgusting, and that's where I get so mad. Here's where things get juicy. Okay, so they point out that kind of Hollywood Reporter article, that's the kind of unflattering, quote, hit piece the WME would typically have stopped before it came out, or they would have gotten wind of it and stopped it before it had a chance to catch fire like it has. One senior Hollywood publicist tells the writer of this article that, first of all, everyone industry-wide, everyone reads the Hollywood Reporter. It's really striking that WME did not stop this running. That's my happy song. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what sound I make. That's my happy honker. I don't know. Check out my honkers. No, seriously, that's my happy noise because that's great. I hope everyone reads it, and I hope they all take it to heart and remember that before they think of doing business with somebody like these two. So she went on to add that normally WME would have been threatening and denying access to other stars, things like this, and questions, was this done here? I hope not. I think this is great. The only thing that those two could rally was a, quote, no comment at this time from a spokesman. Usually when you see spokesman, it's Meghan. And perhaps even worse, it came only weeks after another takedown in an industry publication. I'm here for it. If they weren't awful people, then they probably wouldn't need to be taken down like this. But they are, and they do, and it's great. So that was part of the feature about the worst deals of the peak TV period, which ran on Hollywood News website. Puck. I've never heard of that. But I love it if they're taking down Harry and Meghan. Again, the site run by former Hollywood Reporter editor Matt Belloni. And with 250,000 subscribers, it's a must-read in the industry. Well, Matt, welcome to the Drunk Goose Club. You're my new BFF. Harry and Meghan's reported $100 million Netflix deal. I have to put an emphasis on reported. I've never believed that. I've always said vocally, I'm huge into pop culture stuff, and I've always heard that when you hear these numbers, they're always inflated. And there's always some BS numbers thrown into it to make it appear more lucrative than it actually is. That's just what I've heard. Who knows? Let's see, which runs out next September, dun dun dun, was mentioned in the same breath as Fleabag creator Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I love Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Fleabag is a great show, who signed a mega deal with Amazon in 2019 and has yet to yield a single minute of television drama. Oh, now that's interesting. I will not talk crap about Phoebe Waller-Bridge because, again, Fleabag is epic. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's dark, but it's good. Didn't know that. That's interesting. Published on August 20th, it woundingly misspelled Archwell Archwell, but, spelled differently, of Harry and Meghan. It notes, quote, the streamer is not expected to renew its 5-year deal signed in 2020. Meghan's passion project, the animated kids show Pearl, has already been canceled. Sorry, can we just take a minute and read that again? It's already been canceled. Senior producer says, I don't think mainstream Hollywood ever took them seriously. Now, why would that be? I don't think they ever took themselves No, I think they take themselves deadly seriously, but I'm saying I don't think they take any responsibility for anything. That's the word I'm searching for. From day one, Archwell felt to most industry onlookers as a big brand building exercise, more of it than genuine production operation. Yeah, because I think they rebranded right in the middle and started calling R12 more of a production thing. And I don't think it's done any producing except for that podcast. And don't even get me started. Netflix were handing out vanity deals like candy. Can I get one of those, please? At the time, so everybody just shrugged their shoulders and assumed their company wouldn't get much done despite the generous backing. Can you imagine? I mean, I don't know. There's not... I'm not making myself sound great. I was going to say, for $20, I'll show up. I'll dance around. I'll play your game. Whatever you want to do. So, yeah, I do some weird stuff for the amount of money they're talking. Please don't search up my OnlyFans. No, I'm teasing. Only geese. Let's see. But even Harry and Meghan naysayers would have been shocked at how little they've actually achieved. No, we wouldn't be shocked. We've seen ARO and how little she's achieved there. We've seen the podcast and how little they've achieved. Let's just say we've seen how little they've achieved since leaving the royal family. So yeah, no, not shocking. Kind of par for the course, really. And in the more austere climate of the industry in 2024, when thousands of people have lost their jobs in the entertainment industry, economy is struggling, there's now a genuine dislike and distrust toward them by some. Who's this some? I'd say by everybody. Tell me somebody dying to work with Harry and Meghan. I can't think of anybody. Maybe Oprah. And by the way, yeah, I know. I love Dylan too. And I'm not talking smack about Dylan. I got your comments. You guys were not thrilled with him backing Oprah. I think he was just trying to be nice. Don't overthink that. Not an Oprah fan. Definitely not. No. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch a video I just did with Dylan. He's great. We had a lot of fun doing body language breakdown. And you guys really seem to enjoy that Meghan weird tongue thing in the bookstore. It was so weird. All right, where were we? All of which, let's see, might make their handlers feel a little nervous about the fate of that cookery show. Which will embrace Meghan's love of gardening, entertaining, and friendship. I'm sorry, she drops people like a hot rock. So what are we talking about? Friendship, gardening. Yeah. Again, hard work would totally miss her. There is no way she's out there gardening. Yeah, and cooking. We've seen her clips of cooking. She brags about making toast. What are we talking about? Her grandmother's toast recipe. Yeah, that's the thing. I did a video on that too. Let's see. Friendship. Again, show me a friend that she's stuck with. I can't think of any. Can you? Oh my goodness. This show will mark a significant moment for Meghan. What, actually doing work? As it's also going to launch her lifestyle brand. Say it with me. American Riviera Orchard. What are we talking about? She tried to launch that out of spite and it's gone nowhere. I'd say the launch is done. It's already sunk. So what trying to rebrand, again, with the rebranding, if you don't fuck up all the time, you don't have to rebrand all the time. But trying to rebrand a la a Netflix cookery show, who's going to watch that? You know, besides me to report back to you all, like, who's going to watch that? I can't think of anybody who thinks, yeah, she's relatable. I definitely want to watch her. I want to watch her to learn how to have a good friendship and, you know, a happy marriage and happy, good family life. All the things. As the article and myself point out over and over again, I'm going to remind everyone it was announced in April to try to upstage Prince William, speaking about his mother who's passed away. She tried to upstage him by launching this thing and what's that? Epic fail. Nothing else has happened. So far, there are no products, no announced partners, only dumb jars of jam floating around, and I'm not even sure that the two are connected because no other information was given. As with their efforts in TV production, it seems to be moving with glacial slowness. I think that's actually being kind. I don't think it's moving at all. All that has happened so far is that lawyers acting for those two have sought to trademark the name and a logo. Remember, think about HG. HG said that logo looks like a masturbating octopus, and now it's all I can think about when I see that logo. And a logo for dozens of uses. And has not been approved on various grounds. Not perhaps the most promising start. Again, they're putting it nicely. Netflix is understood to have offered, I forgot about that. I heard the same thing, that Netflix was supposed to have offered to run ARO for Meghan. Of course, she can never think things through and sounds like she wants control over everything. So she's like, no, I got this. Yeah, you don't got this. Whatever reason, that Netflix guy, Ted, is still obsessed with Meghan. I cannot understand it. I really cannot. Listen, I don't care if you're pro Meghan. I don't understand it, but whatever. But to call her otherworldly, yeah, maybe that does apply, but not in the way that he's saying it. I've never seen anyone act like that, so I guess that makes her otherworldly. In fact, I said before, she acts like an alien that took over a human's body and is trying to be human, but it's just kind of getting it a little bit wrong. She has these weird tics, like that tongue thing in the bookstore and stuff, and she just kind of malfunctions when things don't go her way. So in that respect, I'd say she's otherworldly, sure. What can we expect from the cookery offering? Well, I didn't know this. It's saying that the episodes are being directed by somebody who worked with the revered chef Anthony Bourdain. Okay, but Anthony Bourdain had talent and work ethic and, I don't know, was entertaining to watch. None of the things that Meghan has. No charm, no charisma, nothing. I don't understand who's going to watch this. The showrunner with overall responsibility for its yoga enthusiast, Leah, it doesn't matter, who previously made Selena Plus Chef in 2020 featuring access to Selena Gomez. The shows are being produced for Netflix by the Intellectual Property Corporation, an offshoot of Sony Pictures Television. Archwell's head of unscripted content, one of those, will be one of the executive producers, as will Meghan. Unusually, none of this information has been lodged with the production website IMDb, which is what you'd expect to happen as a standard. It's a very Meghan way of working. She likes to keep everything she can secret until the last possible moment. No. Again, giving her too much credit. That's not what's going on. I don't think she has a plan. I don't think she has a drive. I don't think she has work ethic. I don't think I can go on and on. I just don't think she's capable of any of those things or of having a clear, concise thought other than must take down Catherine, must take down royal ladies, And so yeah, it doesn't surprise me she doesn't do things a normal way. She can't. It's all about her. Look at me. There's just no other thought put into anything except for how to make herself look great and how to try to take down Catherine. All right, you ready for this article to get weirder? Oh, it does. Don't worry. Her working practices, according to a source with direct knowledge, are a little unorthodox. I'm told there's little separation between different project and arms of Archwell. Again, there are arms of Archwell. So those involved, I know on paper there are, but I doubt that anybody's doing much of anything. TV production can find themselves talking about charity work and vice versa. Again, sounds like a terrible working environment. Then you don't have anybody responsible for any one thing. You don't have anybody's skill set being used in an appropriate manner. It doesn't make any sense at all. Along with the desire for secrecy about projects, there's a passionate engagement with the manner and timing of any announcements. No, they seem to fly by the seat of their pants with announcements. Again, especially if it's, I don't know, Catherine, Princess of Wales' birthday, or if William, the Prince of Wales, is talking about his mom, like something like that. That's when they like to announce things. Yeah, to try to overshadow the royal family. There are no offices. Again, I'd like to dig through those tax filings. I know other YouTubers have, but I'm saying, like, I don't know if that matches what they said before, but all right, let's go with that. There are no offices. The couple take meetings at their home. Ready for this? Both often barefoot. Well, that's freaking weird. What is that about? Why are they barefoot? What the fuck is going on? Can you imagine? Again, this is like, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but when I hear stuff like that, like you're going to go have a business meeting and somebody's going to be barefoot, I automatically think of that disgusting monster. I don't even want to say his name, but you know the one. Starts with wine. Friends of Oprah that was meeting women in his hotel room. You know the guy. With or without clothing, So, again, I hear things like that, and I think they're thinking, oh, we're fun, we're casual. And I'm thinking, oh my God, get me out of this place. Danger, right? Apparently they had an office in Malibu, but it expired during the pandemic. And since they can't follow through on anything or have projects that warrant an office, would be my thought, well, it lapsed. So they point out that their decision-making is a, quote, problem for them. Yeah, we hear that quite a bit. We've seen that quite a bit. For the cookery show, which will be accompanied by a cookbook, can you imagine? It's called Cook With Me. Meghan show. Oh my God. I just pulled that out of my you know what. I mean, seriously, just off the top of my head. I used to do stand up. Maybe I need to get back into that. Seriously, though. Cook with me. That's all I can think of. That's got to be what they name it, right? For the show, they're hearing that she's taking advice from Chrissy Teigen. Ugh. If you don't know who that is, Google. Ugh. Who's made cookery shows and released cookbooks herself in the past. I don't even want to go into it. There's a very dark history there. Meghan's clearly been accused of bullying, and I'd say same on Chrissy Teigen. So look that up if you're not sure what I'm talking about there, and I'll leave it at that. She and Meghan seem to have become close. Again, they're about as deep as each other. They have a similar philosophy on how to treat others, is from what I'm gathering. She was given some of the early batch of ARO jam that went to famous friends. Others on Meghan's side include, I don't care. I'm going to leave this here because the rest is just, here's friends of Meghan's. I don't believe that any of them are friends. I think she has, maybe business relationship is too strong a word because I don't think Meghan actually does business, but she has some sort of, what's the word, quid pro quo? I'm very fancy with these people, and so there's that. But friends, no, I don't think so, which makes it even funnier that she's going to have a show about friendships. Again, tell me a friend she's stuck with. I'll wait. Then it wraps up with, I don't know, naming some people that they've stuck with. They talked about Tyler Perry and Oprah and David Foster. I don't care. But I'm excited. And I'm encouraged because, again, more people are seeing this and more people are seeing through them. And that's great. We've been on this a long time. A lot of people are still waking up to this. I seriously don't understand how you can still defend those two after everything we've seen, but that's another story. Guys, this has been wonderful. I have so enjoyed going through this with you all and talking through all of this. Again, it's just so good to be back. I just appreciate you all so much. I can't thank you enough. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for being so lovely and my executive producers. Thank you to everybody who's bought merch. The Beetlejuice stuff is incredible. I so appreciate you for supporting me there. And just thank you to you, I'm talking to you, who is watching right now, who is commenting on this video, who's hitting the thumbs up, who's recommending my videos on social media. I can't tell you how much that really does help. It helps spread the word, and that means so much to me. Guys, you truly are the best. I hope you have the best day, and spread this one around too. Let's get this trending. Just glad more people are seeing right through these two. That's excellent news. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.